Hello and welcome to the XLR 3212. So right up front here we have a light, just in case we need to hook up at night. You have your up and down for your power tongue jack here. Right behind this little tab, there is a option for a tool that you can insert just in case this ever electrically goes out. You can still raise it up and down. Coming to your propane tanks, you have a little reader here. The reader also chooses whatever way it's reading and or taking the propane from with this little arrow type thing here. For example, if we have it to the left, open it up, the propane will then start to flow, and then this will turn green once you have a steady flow of propane going through there. So once again, you choose whatever tank you want to use and read from. You open it, propane will go through. This will turn green. Once it's out, it'll then turn red or flip to the other side here. Here is your generator prep. So if you do purchase a generator, it will be right in this little cupboard place here. Coming to your water system here. Starting off with your water heater. This is gonna be your anode rod. This anode rod goes inside of this little hole here. Tighten that down with a 1 1/16 socket. With that socket, like I said, go ahead and tighten it down. Once it's completely in there, what its job is it takes the beading from your tank. To go into more detail, this actually protects your tank from all the hard water that enters it. So if your hard water is filled with, if your tank's filled with hard water, it will actually start to deteriorate this anode rod inside of your tank. So going forward with that, to turn this on, make sure this is down and down tight. Go to the inside of your camper, turn on the hot side of your faucet. It'll start to sputter for a while. That's just all the air getting completely pushed out of this system here. Once all the air is out, you'll have a steady flow of water on the hot side. And then what you're gonna wanna do is go ahead and flip on the hot water switch inside. Going along with that, to empty it, you wanna release the pressure here. Since water does get stagnant, it is best to empty it. Go ahead, release the pressure, take your socket, unscrew, open, leave it straight out like that, and then it'll start to flow out of that hole. Moving on from your water tank, just to the right, you have your cable inlet, satellite inlet for TV. You have your shore power, also known as your camp power here. All you do is plug in and tighten it down like this. Coming underneath this, like I said, your water systems here. You have your city water connection. So this is when you go to a campground, you go ahead and plug your campground hose into here to start to circulate water. Which I do also, you are going to need a water pressure regulator. All it does is just make sure it regulates your pressure. It's in the name. But it just helps, if there's too much pressure, it'll kind of dumb it down a little bit. If there's not enough, it'll help get it to that right pressure that you need. Come in your freshwater connection, go ahead and put a pressurized hose into here and start to fill up. On the inside of your camper, you have a reader to tell how full your tank is getting. But this freshwater tank, that's for if you want to take water with you. So say you're going out to the middle of nowhere, you need water and water going through your systems. All you gotta do, fill this up beforehand, and then go ahead, go on vacation, and then all you gotta do is flip a button. They'll take water from this and push it through your systems. Moving on, this is your black tank flush. All you gotta do is when you put a pressurized hose into here, this actually activates a sprinkler inside of the black tank to help flush out whatever may have gotten stuck on the way out. So I do recommend doing the black tank first, then go ahead and doing the black tank flush, just to help give it one last solid rinse before you go ahead and do your gray water. Just underneath here, you have your low point drains, hot and cold side. Like you saw, we have a gray tank, black tank, gray tank. All I gotta do is go ahead and pull, and then that will empty out of this here. So all you gotta do is connect your sewer hose to this port here. You have two drains, fresh tank drain. All you get, like that fresh tank that I showed you over there, all you gotta do is pull that to empty out the last little bit of it. Coming to your tires, a little green cap indicates that it's filled with nitrogen. So you are able to fill with regular air. It doesn't inflate or deflate with temperature change. Turn back to your fueling system here. Gas inside of here, which then you can turn on the fuel pump inside and start to pump gas out of this handle here. You can also turn the pump on from just outside here. We will get to this in just a moment. But if you do purchase a backup camera, all you gotta do is unscrew the back end of that. It's just 4 little screws on the corners. Go ahead, pop that plate off, insert a camera there, and then you'll have a little tablet that goes along with it. That'll go into your cigarette lighter. Once it's in your cigarette lighter, then turn your running lights on, and then your running lights on will then activate your camera feeding to your screen. For your stairs, all I gotta do is flip up. It's just like that. To open, you pull, and then there you go. Coming over to this here, open this up. You can insert your outside shower port here. You have your hot and cold side of the water. All I do is twist that. 110 outlets outside. Another input, just in case you do have a TV outside, you can insert it here. A bracket for that TV. And you also have outside speakers. Coming up to this is going to be the back of your refrigerator, just in case you ever need to access it. And right here, this is going to be your furnace exhaust. So once the furnace is on, it starts to kick out the excess heat here. This gets very hot, so make sure if there's any little kids in the area who may not know, just go ahead and tell them do not touch this when it's on because it will burn them. Coming to the front compartment here, you have your outside shower hose. You have your 4 table legs and then your 2 tables there, which go inside. I'll show you once we get there. Battery disconnect. So once you disconnect it and pull it out, it actually cuts off all the power from the batteries to the inside of your camper. The reason why all the lights are still on right now is because it's plugged into shore power. But if you're just running off of your battery, that cuts everything off. And you also have a vacuum outside here. Kind of crawl in here. So obviously this is on off. I'm not gonna start it because it's gonna hurt my ears. You pull this little hole here towards you. So you open this up. You're gonna have to buy new bags and whatnot every now and then. But otherwise, you just open this up, insert a vacuum port here, and go ahead and turn it on. And then you have your stabilizer jack right here. For example, just go ahead, put it on there, and start to crank. Also, right next to the battery disconnect, you have a light switch. If you flip that off, it cuts off the front cap plates there. And then to pitch the awning for the rain, all you gotta do is pull here, same place on the other side. But once you pull that down, it'll then bend, and then all the rain will start to drop off of one side. To reel it in, all I do is push it right back up, and then go ahead on the inside and reel back in. To the inside here, you have your little electronic controller panel. So starting off on the top here, you have your generator, which you can start and stop here, but you do not have one. Let's just go to awning. You have your retract and extend. It's fully extended right now. Well, not quite, but almost there. You'll know it's fully extended when you see the flap kind of flap down, and then you'll see that black bar that's on just behind it. I'll move this in. Moving along the bottom, you have your awning light. Have your step lights, which is kind of underneath. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. You kind of see it right there. ceiling lights, and then accent lights. Oh, there. We come and do the accent lights inside here. Fuel pump cutoff, which you can turn on and off. Tank heater. So that heater, actually, all it is it basically warms the tanks underneath of your camper. So when you flip that on, if you're in a colder environment, it'll just kind of keep that warm so it doesn't freeze. Then you have your water pump and water heater on the left side. Water heater, just a reminder, make sure your anode rod is in and tight. Steady flow of water coming out of that hot side of the faucet. Then go ahead and flip this on. For the water pump, once that tank is full, which you can see from right here, once that's full, you can go ahead and turn on the water pump. Once you turn that on, then that'll start to take the water from the fresh tank and start to push it through your systems. Coming to here, this is going to be your reader. You have your battery, fresh tank, black tank, gray, 1 and 2. But it just shows you empty, 1/3, 2/3, and full. And right behind, we have your thermostat. You can tap auto fan, cool, and furnace, and then you can choose temperature through the up and down arrows there. Bedroom lights. Coming to your soundbar here, you have power, which is just right here. Volume up and down here. Stations, or skip and go back. Click this button. It cycles through USB, Bluetooth, oh, it's right up top there, TV, aux, FM, optical, or USB, even DVD. And then A speakers, which are the inside, aka right here, and then B, you can do, which is your outside speakers as well. And then tap to turn off. For the space heater, far right to turn on. The far left is going to be your time. You can go all the way up to 9 hours. And then you have your fan speed, so low, high. And then just next to it, rock, flame color, then back to off. Coming to your fridge. On the right side here, all you gotta do is move this little white piece up and down for cold air or just cold. For your freezer, it's right up top here. Click to turn on, it'll beep. Once it's in, this side is in, it goes to auto, so it checks for both gas and electric. So it prioritizes electric, but if you press out, it'll just start to circulate off of gas. Coming right here, you can do your little fan up top there. So fan on, you can click. Let me open this vent too though. So since the fan is on, you can choose the different settings, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's on 1, 2, 3, back down. Oh, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 is gonna be your fastest. Then go ahead, fan off, which then also automatically closes it. Or you can just do vent open, vent close by itself here. Coming to the stove, once it's on, go ahead and press in and turn. The gas will then start to go, and you can spark to the right and then ignite your flame. Same goes for all three. You just press, turn, and then you light. You guys want to turn to the right. Even the arrow indicates, because if you turn to the left, it'll actually snap off if you do it too hard. for the oven here, just press, turn to the little pilot symbol. Once you do that, go ahead and you'll see a tiny little flame appear in the back. Once you see the tiny little flame appear, then go ahead and turn to your desired temperature. Coming to your keys here, just grab them like this. You have 2 gray keys. The keys are basically just for everything. So you just have 2 of them for your doors, your gas pump outside, everything. Coming to this here, this is just going to be your breakers and fuse box here. Everything's labeled just like a house for your breakers, and then your fuses, all 15 except for the 30 up there. But I do recommend bringing extra fuses just in case. It's just a recommendation. You don't need to, but would rather just be safe than sorry. Coming over here, you have your carbon monoxide detector. So considering that this green light indicates that it's on, this is always running as a safety feature. Going forward, saying that means this green light never turns off. So let's say you turn your battery disconnect off, it's all unplugged. I do recommend taking the negative end off of your battery, because then this will finally die. If you turn the battery disconnect off, this doesn't die. Unplug the power cord, this doesn't die. So to finally kill this thing off so it doesn't end up killing your battery with that green light, just go ahead and turn the negative end off of your battery, or take the negative end off of your battery. Coming to your chairs, on the right side here, you have a little pull tab. Go ahead, pull, and then just lean back to extend. Once you're fully extended, put it away, just sit up, take your heels, dig them in, and kick them in. Same goes for all 3. Pull tab here, and pull tab there for the far one as well. They all recline. Coming into your bathroom, focusing on your toilet, you are going to need toilet or RV grade toilet paper along with toilet solution. That solution will help break down solids and smells, and that toilet paper will actually help break down easier so it doesn't clog your systems. Coming to the back area here, you have your bed lift controls. You want to get to the top bed here in a second and kind of figure all this out. Once again, same thing as up front. You just tap, flip your fan, cool, and then furnace as well. Turn that off, all the lights. And then for these ones, just go ahead, press the middle piece there. Coming to your bed and your little benches here. To move your benches or to make them flat, all you gotta do is pull up and pull out, and they'll flatten down just like that. Same goes for this side. And then you can go ahead and move that however you'd like. Alright, to get your bed to stick up at the top, you're gonna wanna make sure these little gold pieces are flipped out, so they actually help push this up over a little piece to get this stuck. To get it taken down, flip all these back to the inside portion. All 4 corners. You'll hear it drop onto the platform, and then you can move it however. The bed does actually end up stopping at a certain point anyway, so if you do want to bring it all the way back up, you can bring it all the way down until the bed stops, or you can go up to it, put a little pressure on it, lift up, flip these around anyway. Once they're all flipped up, then you can go back up. And then same thing, I'll get to that point. So you can either have it where it goes all the way down, or you can go ahead and put a little bit of pressure on it, like lift up, and then flip those back to here. Like I showed you before, the 4 poles and then the 2 tables are able to sit right here, along with putting the chairs at this little piece here into benches or chairs right along the sides. To start to fold this up, flip that around, separate the 2. Then once you are separated, you can go to either side, push this out just like that so it's straight out, and then go ahead, give a little bit of pressure, pop that piece off. Then you go ahead and take these pins out all the way down. Same exact thing goes for that side. Pop those off, bring it out. You're gonna have to give this one a little bit of pressure. Lift up, pop that off. Just like that. And then you'll be able to, I should see the other side. Same goes for this side. Push, push. Pin. Pin. Straighten these out. Put this back here. This is kind of difficult with one hand. Getting to this point, you're going to want to fold this up facing this way, and then bring it around to the middle there, and then take the other piece, fold it, then line it up there. I will show you once it is done. The cool things about the railings is they can actually detach. So for example, I'm just leaving them like this while I close this up. So you can take them off, lay them anywhere, place them anywhere you'd like. Let's raise it. A little bit creepy. Flip this up. Lay it down just like that. Same with the other side. Up. So now that these are both in, I'll just like that, take them out. Same thing, just the opposite way. Walk it down, then you're good to go. And I'm gonna go ahead and place these back. You also, I just realized this, you have a screen, which you can go ahead, unclip here, it'll roll down, and you can go ahead and zip it in the middle if you want to enter the porch, but still have this closed up.